questions. Here is the Golden Knights general manager, Kelly McCrimmon, who joins us for his weekly visit on Fox Sports Las Vegas with Darren Millard and Ryan Wallace. Talked to Torts today and just asked him about what he's seen from his group and the evolution from behind the bench. You made the coaching change. You've watched this team go undefeated in regulation since John Tortorella took over. What's been the biggest takeaway for you in the last couple of weeks?
Well, I think John getting more familiar with the personnel, so I think that's been great. Probably worked out to be advantageous that we had a 4-game road trip that took us 9 days. So I think that really gave everybody the chance to develop relationships, get to know each other better for John. So I think that was helpful. And then I think some of the things that we wanted to see, just a little more pace to our game, a little more energy in our game, and defense more involved. I think we've had a little bit better look offensively. So those are some of the things that we're after. I think that the two real kind of key wins for me at Edmonton and at Colorado, those are good wins, and I think you learn from games like that. So we've got the division under our own control now. Hopefully we can play real well here on home ice tonight and set ourselves up for Wednesday.
The goal scoring is sexy, but we were talking earlier in the program, you're number one in the National Hockey League in goals against over this 6-game stretch under John Tortorella. Did you see that happening, or was that part of what you hoped would occur?
Well, I think with sample sizes that small, that's a little bit dangerous. But I think it just if you're just doing things with another half a step, I think it allows you to close on people quicker. I think John's trying to have our team put more pressure on in the offensive zone and the defensive zone, so maybe that's some of what you're seeing. And I think the other thing, Aiden Hill's played real well, and Carter Hart has played real well. So the goaltending over those 6 games has been much better. And if you're going to look at just numbers, I think that their numbers have been really strong over those 6 games, and that's something that we just haven't had as consistently over the course of the season as we would like, and it's encouraging to see both those guys playing well.
Kelly, you highlighted the road trip and the wins over the Edmonton Oilers and the Colorado Avalanche as being, wins you learned something a little bit about your team. What did you learn about your team now under John Tortorella in those 2 wins?
Well, finding a way to win, right? That's I guess probably first and foremost, because there's so many games over the course of an NHL season that one team finds a way to win, one team fails to do that. So I think that was encouraging. I like the fact on Saturday that the stakes were what they were, where the game in the afternoon, LA and Edmonton, LA was able to beat Edmonton, which put us in a position if we won that night that we would clinch a playoff spot, which has been our goal, and then put ourselves in in control of the division. Obviously there's work to do for that to happen, but we put ourselves in that spot. So I like the fact that the players rose to the occasion in that most recent game in Colorado would be something that I thought was encouraging. And just a lot of things about that game. An overtime win, which has been a real Achilles heel for us. Jack Eichel scoring, who we want to get scoring a little bit more. Great play in overtime to get the winning goal. So some of those things were real positive as well.
General Manager Kelly McCrimmon with us on the VGK Insiders Show on Fox Sports Las Vegas. You said you liked your goaltending at the trade deadline, but needed them to play better. Is this the best we've seen out of your goaltenders all year, this stretch?
No, what I said at the trade deadline was I didn't like our goaltending, but I liked our goalies, is what I said. And I feel the same way. That's exactly how I feel, and I'm happy for Carter that he's been able to get back in the net. He missed 33 games, I believe, and Aiden's year he missed 39 games, and it just takes some time, a while, for a guy to find a rhythm. But I thought both of them have played well. Aiden's played 2 of the games under Torts, and Carter has played 4. But good goaltending across the board for us. That's been part of this for sure.
I thought it was closer to having that right than you made it sound.
Well, You weren't. You were wrong.
General Manager Kelly McCrimmon with us on the VGK Insiders Show.
I don't know a nice way to say that.
Sure, it's tremendous. All right, I mean, you mentioned it, right? There's 2 games left. Obviously, if you win out, you win the division. Like, those are things that you'd love to see happen. But, you know, beyond the wins, beyond the results with the final 2 games, are there any boxes you're hoping the team is able to check heading into playoffs?
Well, I just think for us, we're trying to make every day count here right now because of the late change with coaching. So, you know, yeah, I think 2 real good games would be important for us. Good health. Obviously, you want to try to come out of the regular season in good health heading into the playoffs, but just more repetitions with coach. That would be for me. You want to feel like your game is rounding into form. That's what you're looking for, and I think if we stay on the path that we are on here right now, I think we'll feel good about going into the playoffs. I think in terms of where we finish, we want to win the division because that's what good teams want to do. I think in terms of the playoff matchup, I don't know that there's a lot of difference there. I don't think there's any real advantage finishing first or second or third, or whatever it shakes out as. I'm not even sure all the different opponents we could have. Seems like everybody is still in play, so I don't know that comes into play. It's more just about our own team and playing well as we get ready for playoffs.
Thanks for this. I appreciate it. Checking with us every week on the VGK Insider Show. And next week we'll be into the Stanley Cup playoffs. So this might be the last opportunity that we have to thank you for that. And really do appreciate it on behalf of the listeners, all your candor throughout the year.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks for having me, guys.